Today in Jesus' journey to the cross and resurrection, it's Monday. On this day, he cursed the fig tree and he cleansed the temple. As we read through these instances and the passages cited in the Devo you received, we can become very judgmental of religious leaders of that day. The question for us today is, are we acting like them? As we seek to understand our heart first, would Jesus say to us, as he did to Nicodemus when Nicodemus came to him under the cover of night? John 3 records the exchange between Jesus and Nicodemus. Jesus said, "Do not marvel that I say unto you, you must be born again. The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear the sound of it, but cannot tell where it comes from or where it goes. So is everyone who is born of the Spirit." Nicodemus answered and said to him, "How can these things be?" Jesus answered with a question and said to him, "Are you the teacher of Israel and do not know these things?" You see, before we can say that's quite an indictment on Nicodemus, let's examine ourselves. David asked God, "Search me, O God, and know me, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there be any wicked way in me, leading me into the way everlasting." Jesus, in the Sermon on the Mount, called people to test their motives. Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men to be seen of them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as a hypocrite would do in the synagogue and in the streets, that they may have the glory of men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. Jesus went on and said, "When you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the street, that they may be seen of men. Assuredly, I say unto you, they have their reward." Let's first ask God. Let's ask him to reveal our hearts before considering the heart of someone else. Are we what Paul told Timothy he should be in order for him to be saved and see others saved? You see, Paul says to Timothy about the life of a pastor, be an example to the believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Paul said, "Till I come, give attention to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine." Then he goes on and says, "Do not neglect the gift that is in you, which was given to you by prophecy with the laying on of hands of the eldership." Meditate on these things. Give yourself entirely to them. Watch that your progress may be evident to all. He went on and said, "Take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this you will save both yourself and those who hear you." These words are certainly applicable for us as pastors today. Pastor, as we cry out, "Search me, O God," we will move Florida forward.